Welcome to the Business Value Exchange. My name is Helen Beckett and I'm the Community Manager. Very pleased to be talking today to Guy Champniss, who is Associate Professor of Marketing and Reputation at Henley Business School. Welcome, Guy.
Hello.
It's such a timely conversation we're having because on the Business Value Exchange, we have been looking at customer experience all month. And I know you've done some recent research into personalisation, which is a very important facet of that. Boards up and down the country are very engrossed with this topic of customer experience at the moment. Could you just talk us through some aspects of personalisation?
Yes, well, we looked specifically at how companies can personalise the sort of marketing communications they deliver to us, because the technology now allows that at a phenomenal level. And in terms of how that can be done, it can be, at one end, really, direct marketing, direct mail is a form of personalization. That's now migrated online in terms of the ads that are served up in terms of your web browser experience based on your previous behaviors. And at the other end, we're seeing, situations where companies are using data to predict when you're pregnant, such as Target, the US retailer. Companies are looking at eye tracking technology to see actually what you look at rather than actually what you buy, and using that data. And even companies are collaborating with other firms, such as health insurance companies are working with gyms to work out how to more accurately calculate your premium. So there's a whole range of personalization options for companies.
And you conducted some recent research which shows that there's a cut-off point with personalization. There's the possibility of getting up too close and personal with your customers, which can be a real turn-off for them. Can you just explain some of the findings of that important research?
Yes, we think it is important because we felt as if there was a win-win story that was being presented the entire time, that it was good for business and it was good for customers. And we instinctively felt that wasn't necessarily the case. We were inspired by some research that was done almost 50 years ago in Japan, looking at actually how people felt about the improvements in robotics. In other words, as robots become more human-like, there comes a point where we don't like it. It's what they call the uncanny valley. And we wonder whether brands were going down the same route. As brands try and become our best friends and to try and model our behaviors, is there a point at which we just don't like them getting that close to us? And our results show that there is that point. It differs from brand to brand, it differs from sector to sector and demographic to demographic, but it seems to be that every point with every brand, there is a point at which we simply don't like the brand being that close to us, and that has very negative effects on the consumer-brand relationship.
Gosh, I mean, just that knowledge in itself is very powerful for companies embarking on that digital journey. But can governance solve that, or is it all a learning journey at this point?
I think sadly it is probably a learning journey. I think most companies are being driven by capabilities, and certainly a lot of agencies, from the Marcom's point of view, that their mantra is almost, we can do this, so we should do this. I think the way to potentially ameliorate this effect is to be maybe in a slightly more controlled environment, trial what may be possible. I think there are ways that we can now start to look at modeling where that tipping point may be, so that we can actually advise businesses before they have this sort of, this issue on an enormous scale. But I think by and large, it's a case of actually, this is going to sound somewhat hollow, but just because we can do it doesn't necessarily mean we should do it. And actually, those are the exact words that the US retailer Target used when they were reviewing their "we can predict you're pregnant" situation.
Yeah. So customer experience and personalization are really, so many exciting possibilities, but potentially a treacherous area as well that companies should tread quite carefully.
I think that the potential of it is huge, and with that potential, yes, that there needs to be real caution. And I think the very smart companies will start to exercise that caution fairly soon.
Thanks so much for those insights today, Dr. Guy Champniss.
Thank you very much.